Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name's Daniel, and I'm the Vegan Nazarite. Well, thank you for joining me today. Today, we're going to be reading Bi Ha-Aroteka. And again, I apologize for the transliteration and mispronunciation. I'm actually French as a primary language and English as second, so learning Hebrew is going to take a little bit of a while. But God willing, I hope one day to be fluent. But in the meantime, we're stuck with these transliterations. So we're going to be reading Numbers 8:1 to 12:16. And the prophets this week is Zechariah 2:14 to 47. Now, last week was Naso, which is basically where the law of Nazarite is. And just want to mention that if God is calling you and you want to answer that call, the only way to answer that call to, we'll say, a higher state of holiness is to do the Nazarite vow. There's nothing wrong with any of the commands in the Torah. God calls us to be a peculiar people, to be different than the nations. And the only way we can actually do that is by doing the things that he says. 10 Commandments come to mind, the law, not the law, but love thy neighbor command, which is in Leviticus. So all these things are what makes God's people a peculiar people. Now, we start, I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that, and start hacking and slashing the Torah, or the opposite is also true. You start adding, to be holy, you've got to do this along with the Torah. Well, again, the Torah teaches us that we're not to add or remove one word or letter, which is exactly the same thing Yeshua teaches us. So those who think that Yeshua is a false Messiah because he fought with the religious authorities of his time, Yeshua was applying the law to the letter, basically trying to teach the Pharisees, Sadducees, and the scribes that basic rule: don't add or remove to the Torah. So, anyways, I'm repeating myself. Back to the original subject. If God is calling you, the only place I found in the whole Bible, and that includes the New Testament, is the Nazarite vow in Numbers chapter 6, which is what we read last week. And you might say, the Nazarite vow, that's not really applicable anymore. Well, I say absolutely not. There's a very important Nazarite in the New Testament, and his name is John the Baptist. So we see the continuation of the law and the prophets in the New Testament just as much as it is in the Old Testament. So with that said, cheers. I'm going to be sharing my coffee with you this morning, and I'm going to be reading you the passages that I mentioned. Let's start. I forgot to open the Tanakh. Let me see here. While I'm doing that, why don't I share something else? So I actually grew up reading the Bible in French, and it wasn't a real Bible. It was kind of like a Bible-ish book as a Catholic. And then I started going to college in English because my trade was mostly in English. I'm from the aviation industry. And during those things, I had to switch to English as a technical language because So then I started reading the King James. Now, the King James is a wonderful Bible used and loved by thousands and thousands of people all over the map. So it's not a bad Bible, except that I did find some weird translations, like the menorah is a good one. In the King James, the menorah is called the candlestick, which I thought was peculiar, and I certainly thought it was going to be an issue of translation. But then from reading from the 1918 Tanakh, they also translate the menorah as a candlestick. So I don't know. There's same mistakes in both versions of the Bible. So I find it weird. Anyhow, the reason I switched to the JPS Tanakh is a little bit because the fear of Elohim. I trust a little bit more a scribe from any of the Jewish denominations over a person of the nations, shall I say, that may or may not have the fear of God. The fear of God is the most important thing we need to do. All the men out there, they can hurt us. They can do many things to us. They can slander us. They can hurt us. They can take off, chop off our bones, even kill us. But God's the only one that can actually kill the soul. So that's why it's important to fear God. Not fear in the way that like a bad master is going to instill fear in his servants, but more like oh my goodness, if I don't shape up, I may never exist anymore. So that's the fear that really should stir up our hearts and stuff like that. So let me go to, I got the Tanakh open now. Let me go to the law. We're looking at Leviticus 8, Numbers 8, sorry. And there we go. I have it. Close this. So here we go. Numbers chapter 8. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, and say unto him, When thou lightest the lamps, the 7 lamps that give light in front of the candlestick. Well, there we go. You have it right here in front of you. Again, we're reading that the word menorah is translated to candlestick. Well, I ain't no linguist, but to me, menorah is not a candlestick, so it should have been translated more as candle holder, because that's what it is, or a lamp stand or something like that. The menorah, I think, if I remember correctly, burned olive oil. So calling it a candlestick, I don't know. Anyway, we see the same translation issue as in the King James here in the 1918 Tanakh. So let me not dwell on that. But it's I find it interesting that I mentioned this, and now we're looking at, and that's first thing they talk about. And Aaron did so. He lighted the lamps thereof as to give light in front of the candlestick, as the Lord commanded Moses. And this was the work of the candlestick, beaten work of gold, unto the base thereof, and unto the flowers thereof. It was beaten work according to the pattern which the Lord had shown Moses. So he made the candlestick, or if you like better, holder. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel, and cleanse them. Thus shall you do unto them. Cleanse them, sprinkle the water of purification upon them, and let them cause a razor to pass all over their flesh, and let them wash their clothes and cleanse themselves. And let them take a young bullock and its meal offering, fine flour mingled with oil, and another young bullock shalt thou take for a sin offering. And thou shalt present the Levites before the tent of meeting, and I shall assemble the whole congregation of the children of Israel. And I shall present the Levites before the Lord, and the children of Israel shall lay their hands upon the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before the Lord for a wave offering from the children of Israel, so that they may be able to do the service of the Lord. And the Levites shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bullocks. Offer thou one for a sin offering, and offer the other for a burnt offering unto the Lord, to make atonement for the Levites. And thou shalt set the Levites before Aaron and before his sons, and offer them for a wave offering unto the Lord. Thus shalt thou separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. And after that shall the Levites go and do the service of the tent of meeting, and I shall cleanse them and offer them for a wave offering. For they are wholly given unto me from among the children of Israel. Instead of all that open up the womb, even the firstborn of all the children of Israel, have I taken them unto me. For all the firstborn among the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself. And I have taken the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel. And I have given the Levites, they are given to Aaron and to his sons from among the children of Israel, to do the service of the children of Israel in the tent of the meeting, and to make atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel, through the children of Israel coming nigh unto the sanctuary. Thus did Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel unto the Levites, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. Touching the Levites, so did the children of Israel unto them. And the Levites purified themselves, and they washed their clothes, and offered them for a sacred gift before the Lord. And Aaron made an atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that went the Levites to do in their service in the tent of meeting before Aaron and before his sons, as the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so did they unto them. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, This is that which pertaineth unto the Levite. From 25 years old and upward, they shall go and perform the service of the work of the tent of meeting. And from the age of 50 years, they shall return from the service of their work, and shall serve no more, but shall minister with their brethren in the tent of meeting to keep the charge, but they shall do no manner of service. Thus shalt thou do unto the Levites in touching their charges. Just going to take a second to see if somebody... Okay, no chat today. Let me just wish Shabbat. Anybody that does show up. Numbers chapter 9. And the Lord spoke unto Moses in the wilderness of the Sinai, in the first month of the second year after they were gone out of the land of Egypt, saying, Let the children of Israel keep the Passover in its appointed season. In the 14th day of the month, in the 14th at dusk, you shall keep in its appointed season, according to all the statutes of it, and according to all the ordinance thereof. You shall keep it. And Moses spoke unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover in the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at dusk, in the wilderness of the Sinai, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So did the children of Israel. But there were certain men who were unclean by a dead body of a man, so that they could not keep the Passover on that day. They came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, We are unclean by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we to be kept back as to not bring the offering of the Lord in its appointed season among the children of Israel? And Moses said unto them, Stay ye, that I may hear what the word the Lord will command concerning you. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, speaking, If any man or you or your generation shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover of the Lord in the second month, on the 14th day at dusk, they shall keep it. They shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break a bone thereof. According to all the statute of the Passover, they shall keep it. But the man that is clean, and is not on a journey, and forbeareth to keep the Passover, that soul shall be cut off from his people, because he brought not the offering of the Lord in its appointed season. That man shall bear his sin. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and will keep the Passover of the Lord, according to the statutes of the Passover, and according to the ordinance thereof, so shall he do. You shall have one statute, both for the stranger and for him that is born in the land. I just want to highlight this. And on the day that the tabernacle was reared up in the cloud, the cloud covered the tabernacle, even the tent of the testimony, and even there was upon the tabernacle, as it were, the appearance of fire until morning. So it was always. The cloud covered it, and the appearance of fire by night. And whenever the cloud was taken up from over the tent, then after that the children of Israel journeyed, and in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel encamped. At the commandment of the Lord, the children of Israel journeyed, and at the commandment of the Lord they encamped. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they remained encamped. And when the clouds tarried upon the tabernacle many days, then the children of Israel kept the charge of the Lord and journeyed not. And sometimes the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of the Lord. They remained encamped, and according to the commandment of the Lord they journeyed. And sometimes the cloud was from evening until morning, and when the cloud was taken up in the morning, they journeyed. Or if it continued by day and by night, when the cloud was taken up, they journeyed. Whether it were 2 days or a month or a year that the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, abiding thereon, the children of Israel remained encamped and journeyed not. But when it was taken up, they journeyed. At the commandment of the Lord they kept, and the commandment of the Lord they journeyed. They kept the charge of the Lord at the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. Till 12:16. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Make thee 2 trumpets of silver, of beaten work shalt thou make them, and they shall be unto thee for the calling of the congregation, and for the causing of the camps to set forward. And when they shall blow with them, all the congregation shall gather themselves unto thee at the door of the tent of meeting. And if they blow but with one, then the princes, the heads of the thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves unto thee. And when you blow an alarm, the camps that lie on the east side shall take their journey. And when you blow an alarm the second time, the camps that lie on the south shall set forward. They shall blow an alarm for their journeys. But when the assembly is to be gathered together, you shall blow, but you shall not sound an alarm. And the sons of Aaron, the priests, shall blow with the trumpets, and they shall be unto you for a statute forever throughout your generations. And when you go to war in your land against the adversary that oppresseth you, then you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, and you shall be remembered before the Lord your God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. Also, in the day of your gladness, and in your appointed seasons, and your new moons, you shall blow the trumpets with your burnt offerings over the sacrifices of your peace offerings. They shall be to you for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord your God. Just want to highlight that too. And it came to pass in the second year, in the second month, on the 20th day of the month, that the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle of testimony. And the children of Israel set forward by their stages out of the wilderness of Sinai. And the cloud abode in the wilderness of Paran. And they took their first journey according to the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. And in the first place, the standard of the camp of the children of Judah set forward according to their hosts. And over his host was Nahshon, the son of Amminadab. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Issachar was Nathaniel, the son of Juar. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Zebulun was Eliab, son of Helon. And the tabernacle was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari, who bore the tabernacle, set it forward. And the standard of the camp of Reuben set forward according to their hosts. And over his host was Elizur, the priest, the son of Shedeur. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Simeon was Shelumiel, the son of Zurishaddai. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Gad was Asaph, the son of Deuel. And the Kohathites, the bearers of the sanctuary, set forward that the tabernacle might be set up against their coming. And the standard of the camp of the children of Ephraim set forward according to their hosts. And over his host was Elishama, the son of Amminahud. And over the hosts of the tribe of the children of Manasseh was Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Israel of Benjamin was Abidan, the son of Gideoni. And the standard of the camp of the children of Israel of Dan, which was the rearward of all the camps, set forward according to their hosts. And over the host was Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Asher was Pagiel, the son of Ochran. And over the tribe of the children of Naphtali was Ahira, the son of Enan. Thus were the journeyings of the children of Israel according to their hosts. And they set forward. And Moses said to Hobab, the son of Reuel, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are journeying unto the place which the Lord said, I will give you. Come now with us, and we will do thee good. For the Lord had spoken good concerning Israel. And he said unto him, I will not go, but I will depart to my own land and to my kindred. And he said, leave us not, I pray thee, for as much as thou knowest how we are to encamp in the wilderness, and thou shalt be to us instead of eyes. And it shall be, if thou go with us, it shall be that what good soever the Lord shall do unto us, the same he will do unto thee. And they set forward from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey. And the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them 3 days' journey, to seek out a resting place for them. And the clouds of the Lord was over them by day, when they set forward from the camp. And it came to pass, when the ark set forward, that Moses said, rise up, O Lord, and let thine enemies be scattered, and let them that hate thee flee before thee. And when he rested, he said, return, O Lord, unto the tens of thousands of the families of Israel. Chapter 11. And the people were as murmurers, speaking evil in the ears of the Lord. When the Lord heard it, his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burnt among them and devoured in the utmost part of the camp. And the people cried unto Moses, and Moses prayed unto the Lord, and the fire abated. And the name of that place was called Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting. And the children of Israel also wept on their part and said, would that we were given flesh to eat. We remember the fish which we were wont to eat in Egypt for naught the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all. We have not save this manna to look to. Now the manna was like coriander seed, and the appearance thereof as the appearance of bdellium. The people went about and gathered it, and ground it in mills, or beat it in mortars, and seethed it in pots, and made cakes of it, and the taste of it was like the taste of a cake baked with oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp at night, the manna fell upon it. And Moses heard the people weeping, family, every man at the door of his tent. And the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. And Moses was displeased. And Moses said unto the Lord, Wherefore hast thou dealt ill with thy servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight, that thou layest the burden of all this people upon me? Have I conceived all this people? Have I brought them forth, that thou shouldst stay unto me, carry them in thy bosom? As a nursing father carrieth a suckling child unto the land which thou didst swear to their fathers? Whence should I have flesh to give unto all these people? For they trouble me with their weeping, saying, Give us flesh, that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people myself alone, because it is too heavy for me. And thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of thy hand, that I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not look upon my wretchedness. And the Lord said unto Moses, Gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tent of meeting, that they may stand there with thee. And I will come down and speak with thee there, and I will take of the Spirit which is upon thee, and I will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bear it not alone. And say thou unto the people, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and you shall eat flesh. For you have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, Would that we were given flesh to eat, for it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and you shall eat. You shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils, that it be loathsome unto you, because you have rejected the Lord who is among you, and have troubled him with weeping, saying, Why now have we come out of Egypt? And Moses said, The people among whom I am are 600,000 men on foot, and yet thou hast said, I will lend them flesh, that they may eat a whole month? If flocks and herd be slain for them, will it suffice them? Or will all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them? Will it suffice them? And the Lord said unto Moses, Is the Lord's hand waxed short? Thou shalt see whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not. And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord. And he gathered 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tent. And the Lord came down of the cloud, and spoke unto him, and took of the Spirit that was upon him, and put it on the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the Spirit rested upon them, they prophesied, but they did so no more. But there remained 2 men in the camp. The name of one was Eldad, and the name of the other was Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were recorded, but had not gone out to the tent. And they prophesied in the camp. And there ran a young man and told Moses, and said, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the minister of Moses from his youth up, answered and said, My Lord Moses, shut them in. And Moses said unto him, Art thou jealous for my sake? Would that all the Lord's people were prophets, that the Lord would put his spirit upon them? And Moses withdrew in the camp, he and the elders of Israel. And there went forth a wind from the Lord, which brought across quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, about a day's journey on this side, and a day's journey on the other side, round about the camp, and about 2 cubits above the face of the earth. And the people rose up all that day, and all the night, and all the next day, and gathered the quails. He that gathered the least gathered 10 heaps, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp. While the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the anger of the Lord kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. And the name of that place was called Kibroth Hattaavah, because they were buried. There they buried the people that lusted. From Kibroth Hattaavah, the people journeyed into Hazeroth, and they abode Hazeroth. Chapter 12. And Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. And they said, Hath the Lord indeed spoken only with Moses? Hath he not spoken also with us? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek, above all the men that were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spoke suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out, ye three, unto the tent of meeting. And there 3 came out. And the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud, and stood at the door of the tent, and called Aaron and Miriam. And they both came forth, and he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, do make myself known unto him by vision. I do speak with him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so. He is trusted in all my house. With him do I speak mouth to mouth, even manifestly, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord doth he behold. Wherefore then were you not afraid to speak against my servant, against Moses? And the anger of the Lord was kindled against him, and he departed. And when the cloud was removed from over the tent, behold, Miriam was leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, O my Lord, lay not, I pray thee, the sin upon us, for that we have done foolishly, and for that we have sinned. Let her not, I pray, be as one of the dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, If her father had had but spit in her face, should she not hide the shame 7 days? Let her be shut up without the camp 7 days, and after that she shall be brought in again. And Miriam was shut up without the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not until Miriam was brought in again. And afterwards the people journeyed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. Well, that's a Torah reading for today. I actually highlighted a few things that I want to talk about. I know it's already been late. These are very long Torah readings. So I'm going to make it quick. Okay, Numbers 8 starts here. First thing I highlighted was God, instead of taking the firstborn of every tribe of Israel, he instead takes the Levites. So that's that's pretty important. That's why the firstborn of Israel are basically redeemed or freed, we could say, from that service, is because God took the Levites instead, which is interesting. Um, Next thing I have is according to the statute and according to the ordinance, so that you shall have one statute for both for the stranger and for him that is born in the land. Okay, so if you're a stranger like me, uh, okay, the Torah is for both the stranger and the Israelite. Uh, God makes no difference, except for one or two places in the Bible, in the Torah. Um, so the law is literally for everybody. So all these people, they claim to follow Yeshua, and they say, "Oh, that law is for the Jews," or "That law is for the Israelites." Or we read time and time again in the Torah that's not even true. The Torah is for the stranger and the native born in the land. So we see that God's constitution, the Torah, doesn't change whether you're a stranger or not. And if you truly look for God with all your strength, he might even graft you in one of the tribes of Israel. So these things, these fables that are brought forward by some Christian churches, you can, even the Christian founders, which are not founders at all, it's basically man-made stuff. They're basically all false prophets. So I don't know how to say this because it's might shake somebody to the bone, but if it's been whatever you do for worship, if it's been added or removed from the law of Moses, you're not worshiping God anymore. You're doing your own thing. So here we see that the Torah is both for the stranger and we even see this in today's Torah reading, where the Egyptians that decided to follow Moses and the Israelites, they were subject to the same laws. So when a pastor tells you, "Oh, that's for the Jews, we don't do that anymore," well, go back to the Torah and verify for yourself whatever that pastor is saying, if it's true. And you'll find out time and time again that the law is for the stranger and the Israelite, both of them. So just wanted to add a little bit of emphasis on that. I'm going to go fast because I highlighted quite a few things today. The shofar. I was wondering, why some of the Jewish congregations blow the shofar so many times, because I had not found in the Torah where we're to blow the shofar, but it's right here. So we're looking at Numbers 9 and 9 verse 7. But when the assemblies, you shall sound an alarm, blow with the trumpets, and shall blow to you for a statute forever. So basically the shofar, or the trumpets, the silver trumpets that we read a little bit before, are basically used for warnings to gather the tribes. But we hear, well, I'll go at verse 9. And when you go to war, you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, and you shall be remembered before the Lord your God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your appointed seasons, and in your moons, you shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings, over the sacrifices of your peace, and you shall be for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord. So here we read that blowing the trumpets or the shofar, you shall blow it in the appointed season. So, and some of the feast days, like the Feast of Trumpets, we're actually commanded to blow the shofar. And now we read, we should blow it in the new moons. You shall blow it over your burnt offerings, sacrifices, and they shall be to you. Also in your day of gladness. So we can blow the shofar or the trumpet on the day of your gladness. So if you get a significant blessing, or the Spirit fills you, and you're full of gladness and praise for God, well, grab your shofar and blow it. It says that we are to do it in the day of gladness. The appointed seasons, obviously. So those would be the feast days, the new moons. So there we go. I just learned something in the Torah today. And like everybody else, I'm a student. And here we see, I'm moving on to chapter 11 and verse 15. We can see that Moses was really heavily stressed, we can say, by leading the Israelite people. Even asks for God to kill him because the responsibility is so great. And that's not just Moses. A lot of I've read a few times. Unfortunately, I can't remember offhand. I've read a few times where God puts his burden so heavy on a prophet that prophet is kind of overwhelmed, and he can't really function. So, if God puts you in a situation of prophecy, or as a leader of Israelites, God is a tough master, okay? And if you think God is good and all that, God is all these things. But if you're an actual worker, if you're actually working for God, the burden can be extremely heavy. We read some of the prophets that were killed, thrown in jail. What else? Yeshua obviously was crucified. I mean, God asks a lot of his prophets. So if you think God's all good and he's not, I'll use challenge for lack of better. If you're not feeling challenged and maybe a little, I'm not going to say pressured, because God doesn't really give pressure. He calls you. If you're not feeling any, I can't get the right words. Not oppression, but if you're not feeling like God's giving you too much to handle, you might be working for somebody else than God. Because God asks a lot of his prophets. He asks a lot of his people. So if God's all good and there's never anything wrong, just a little lesson, you're probably not you're probably not working for God. Okay, next one is going to be Numbers 11, 17. And I'm just going to read it quickly. I will take the spirit which is upon thee, and I will put it upon them, that they shall bear the burdens of the people with thee. So, what's the first thing that God does when you're working for him? Anybody? Well, we read it right here. If you really want to know if you're working for God or some other unknown deity, the first thing God does when you work for him is he gives you the spirit, the new spirit, and the new heart. So the new spirit is grace, and the new heart is repentance. So God gives us a new heart so that we can see his law and we can do the statutes that he orders us so that we may be saved. And we see a classic example here. Actually, this is the first example that I found of the spirit of Yah being distributed among the people of Israel. Just a little note on that. And there you go. Another one is going to be is 11. I will take 11 verse 17, and I will come down and speak with thee there, and I will take 29. My Lord Moses shut them in, and Moses said unto him, Art thou jealous for my sake? Would that all the Lord's people were prophets, that the Lord put his spirit upon, and Moses, which were in the camp. Excuse me. So the first thing, I guess Joshua was a little jealous that some other people were becoming like Moses and prophesying and filled with the Spirit. So I basically said, oh, stop them from doing this. And Moses, that does have the Spirit, because we read a little earlier that Moses takes of the Spirit and from Moses and distributes to 70 other elders. With the Spirit, a lot of times the things of the world, like jealousy, Moses was at the point of asking for death because of the responsibility he had of the Israelites. And Joshua basically says, well, these guys shut them up because they're not like you. Well, Moses instead rebukes Joshua and says, look, these are prophets, just like I am, because they have the Spirit. So Moses, we see, welcomed that action, obviously, because it was basically wishing death because of how great the responsibilities were. So again, just a little takeaway. When you work for God, you want to know if you're working for him, he gives you the Spirit. That's one of the first things he does. Because if you don't have the Spirit, you're not going to have that compass that guides you along the short and the straight and narrow road, like Yeshua calls it. You're going to be all over the map. And if you're all over the map, well, you're not a peculiar person. You're still part of the nations. You're not doing the things that God asks his people to do. And that's all I have in the Torah for today. Again, another very long Torah reading, and I apologize for that. I'm going to try to be quicker. And our next reading is Zechariah 2:14 to 4:7. So let's go to the prophets. Nevim. I think it was Nehemiah. Zechariah. Zechariah as a minor prophet. There we go. I just found him. Zechariah 2:14. Okay, we got a little bit of psalm here. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion. For lo, I come, and I dwelt in the midst of thee, saith the Lord. And many nations shall join themselves unto the Lord in that day, and shall be my people, and I will dwell in the midst of thee. And thou shalt know that the Lord of hosts has sent me unto thee. And the Lord shall inherit Judah as his portion in the Holy Land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. Be silent, all flesh, before the Lord, for he is aroused out of his holy habitation. 4:7. And he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to accuse him. And the Lord said unto Satan, The Lord rebuke thee, O Satan. The Lord hath chosen Jerusalem. Rebuke thee. Is this not this man a brand plucked out of the fire? Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments, and stood before the angel. And he answered and spoke unto all those that stood before him, saying, Take the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I cause thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with robes. And I said, Let them set a fair mitre upon his head. And they set a fair mitre upon his head, and clothed him with garments. And the angel of the Lord stood by. And the angel of the Lord forewarned Joshua, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts, if thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, and will also judge my house, I will also keep, and wilt also keep my courts, then I will give thee free access among these that stand by. Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men that are a sign. For behold, I will bring forth my servant, the shoot. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua. Upon the one stone are 7 facets. Behold, I will grave the gravings thereof, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. In that day, saith the Lord of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. And the angel that spoke with me returned and walked me as a man that is wakened out of his sleep. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I said, I have seen, and behold, a candlestick, or menorah, olive gold, with bowls upon the top of it, and its 7 lamps thereon. There are 7 pipes, ye 7 to the lamps which are upon the top thereof, and the 2 olive trees by it, one upon the right side of the bowl, and the other upon the left side thereof. And I answered and spoke to the angel that spoke with me, saying, What are these, my Lord? Then the angel that spoke with me answered and said, Knowest thou not what these are? And I said, No, my Lord. Then he answered and spoke unto me, saying, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Who art thou, O great mountain before Zerubbabel? Thou shalt become a plain, and he shall bring forth the top stone with shoutings of grace unto it. Moreover, and that's the end of the prophets today. So interesting prophecy there and vision that we read in Zechariah. Again, I got a few takeaways. So, I'm going to focus on verse, which is 4. Verse 4, 3:4. Behold, I cause thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with robes. Okay, so here we read Joshua coming up in front of a vision full of filthy robes, which is basically inequity or sin. And God himself cleans him. Behold, I caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with robes. So God takes the filthy garments off Joshua, and this is something that God does. Until God takes notice of you and cleans you like this, you are filled with inequity. So that's basically the sign, a sign that God is with a person when they don't become, they're not like normal people, and they will act differently because God causes the iniquity to pass away. Next one I want to quickly talk about is verse 7 in the same chapter. If thou wilt walk in my ways, and thou wilt keep my charge, and I will also judge my house, and will keep my courts, then I will give thee free access among these that stand by. So, again, we read that salvation is always conditional. God says, you got to keep my laws, my statutes, and my ordinances, and then, and not only that, you also have to judge my house. So that's how we get changed. God takes the iniquity away, and if we follow his ways, well, God's ways are all in the Torah, and there's nothing more to add or remove from it. So there you have it, folks. That's the secret. Walk in his ways, keep his charge, judge his house, and I will also keep my court. So those are the blessings when God gives you the new heart and the new spirit. It's a real change in perspective from the normal land. And you might even find yourself that some sins you just can't do anymore. For me, it's ignoring the Sabbath day. I used to be able to work on the Sabbath day, but now I can't. Something is keeping me from working on those days, even though I might be swamped or whatever. It's not. Sometimes it's not even by choice. You know, you feel a little bit empowered not to break the commands of the Lord. So anyhow, my name's Daniel, and I'm the Vegan Nazarite. Again, another very long Torah reading today, from 11 to 2, from 12. Thank you for listening, and may the good Lord be with you and teach you in his ways, statutes, and ordinance. Shabbat shalom, everyone. And on this note, I'm going to wish everybody a good Shabbat shalom.